Hey, what's up everyone, it's Kay. So today I asked my friend and colleague Benjamin, he's coming from all the way from Netherlands to Canada to join my video or podcast or whatever the thing it's called, to talk about his own career and life and like every single stuff we can ask to him. that's the plan of the video today. So let us get started. Hi Benjamin.
Hey,
How's it going?
yeah, it's going well. Yeah, how are you?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
So it's been a while ever since we started working together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember like how long have we been working like so far?
Well, I joined Generac in May last year, so like half a year ago, I would say.
Oh, we are getting close to 1 year already.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
time flies, huh?
Yeah.
The only reason I asked you to come here and talk with me is that we want to know about you. So obviously this video is for Japanese people essentially, to see there are lots of developers here in Vancouver and they have different background and different thoughts and principles and everything. So people are curious basically.
Yeah.
So by asking lots of questions that I personally curious about you, we can discover lots of stuff about you and like those people who are non-Japanese in Vancouver. That's the objective of the podcast of the day.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right, then let's start from the interview question.
Yeah.
Tell me about yourself. Can you start from what you did in the university, like what you were studying and then like the story up until you come to Canada?
Okay, yeah, sure, I can do that. I'm Dutch. My parents are both from the Netherlands, and after high school, I thought I want to study something technical. So I decided for the Technical University of Delft, which is also the city where I was born, but at that time we were not living there anymore. And yeah, me and my friends from high school, we went to a few, the university had these like days where you could come look at all the programs, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we went there and I thought I'm gonna do civil engineering because I was always like curious, like how are bridges built, how are buildings built, like how does it work?
Did you want to be an architecture in a way?
Yeah, sort of. Like an architect would think more about how does it look,
Right.
like how can I make something pretty?
Right.
And a civil or structural engineer would more think like, how can I make it strong enough that it doesn't collapse, right?
I see.
Yeah. So more the hard mathematical questions. Yeah.
So you have a strong background in like mathematics. And
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So did you make the decision after the graduation of the university or before?
Yeah, after the graduation, I decided, because I've heard like you can become a software developer without studying computer science. You can just, like there are lots of programs, at least in the Netherlands, where you do like a boot camp of 2 months and then from any university studies, you can become a software developer. Yeah.
Right. So that's the decision factor that you decided to become a developer.
Yeah.
Back in Netherlands.
Yeah, exactly. And also like I did some like built some websites and for a game I did something with a wiki.
Oh wow. Didn't know that.
So I had some experience with not real programming, but sort of related to programming, I guess. Yeah.
And how did you get into the industry professionally?
Right. So I interviewed for a different of these boot camps, and one of them I got in, and it was actually an insurance company who had recruited a company to like search for us some junior Java developers, or like train them to become a Java developer and then give them to us, and we will employ them. So together with 5 other people, we were this small class, and for 2 months we every day just went to this office, and this instructor learned us all about Java and also Agile and Scrum and basically everything that insurance companies sort of required from us to start there.
That's an interesting scheme. So did you pay to attend the class, or they kind of paid you as a salary?
No. From day one they paid us a salary. It was not much, but it was something.
Wow, that's crazy.
And like when you're a student, you don't really have a job, so everything costs money, and suddenly you get money. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you must have been quite happy about that situation you were in at the time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like our instructor was a really nice guy and very smart, so I could ask any questions to him. Like things like I've heard of like, what is an API? I've heard of this term, but I don't know what it is. Like these kind of things. Ask him.
Right. Having the environment that you are comfortable asking anything is quite important as a junior developer.
Exactly.
Right? So you are kind of lucky.
I was really lucky. Yeah.
And did you get into the company right after the course, or did you decide to go for the other company or something?
No, that was part of the deal that I would it was November and December of 2016 that there was this boot camp. And then from January, we joined this company and we were like employed there through this training company until August 2017. And then that company had like the option to employ us. But we could also choose at that point to say, okay, I want to do something myself.
That is such a fair situation, between company and the employee.
Yeah.
Or I don't know, should I say employee as a student? I'm not sure how to label them, but it's a cool that they don't force you to get into a company for the lower age or anything. Like you can kind of decide what to do at the point of
exactly. Yeah.
Nice.
But you can imagine 2 months of training is not enough to really become a developer. So those first 6 months at that company, we all got assigned a mentor, like some more experienced person at the company, and basically we would just work together with them and ask them a lot of questions, and it was a very good way to get into this whole software development world.
Yeah, I would say that's one of the best way to get into the industry.
Exactly, because once you pass this sort of junior stage and you can write on your LinkedIn resume like I'm a Java developer, like everybody wants you. Like
Absolutely.
It's so easy to get a job once you have some skills. Yeah.
And after finishing the course, how long did you work for the company?
In the end, I worked there for 2 years.
Oh wow, that's quite long.
Yeah.
Is it how long is the lifespan as a developer in your country? What I mean by that is here in Canada, it is quite common to expect developer who worked for the company for a couple of years, like 2 or 3 years. Then moving to the other company is kind of natural thing to happen, right?
Yeah, so I would say in the Netherlands that's also common to work 2-3 years and then find a new one. But at that insurance company, it had this different vibe where people would just stay there for 10, 15, 25 years. Like when you stay there for, I think either 12 and a half years or 25 years or so, there were certain anniversary dates and there would be a big party. And this happened so often that you knew there are so many people here who work here so long.
So you kind of were party animal by nature by staying at the company and also party throwing.
Yeah.
That's a good culture.
And you would think do I want to become one of those people who stays here 25 years? But so I knew I need to leave here, otherwise my development just stops. And you need to expose your mind to different ways of development, different ideas, right?
Agreed.
Yeah. I left and I found this very cool new company called Zebia, and they were a consultancy company, and I thought through them I'm gonna just work at different companies and be surrounded by smart people and get exposed to all these different ways of developing, and I'll be a very good developer after a few years. That was kind of my idea.
Yeah.
Best time of my life. Yeah.
Wow, how long did you work there for?
3 years. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So that company was good enough for you to be satisfied for 3 years.
Yeah. But during that time COVID hit, and a lot of the things I liked about the company, because we would go to the office every 2 weeks and have a whole evening of sort of talks. We called it Zebia Knowledge Exchange. And
so that talk is not casual talk, it's like giving a presentation kind of talk, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But you can imagine, should imagine there were 200 people in a building.
Oh, wow.
And there were 8 different talks going on at the same time. So every hour you would choose a different room and attend the talk. It was like a mini conference every 2 weeks. Yeah. So it's crazy that so many people were so ambitious and enthusiastic to share their things.
That is such a great culture to be working. I finally see the reason why you brought the culture to the company we are working for, because you are the one who initiated the this Tech Talk monthly one, right? I mean, it's not as big as attending 200 people coming to the one room and doing the conference style, but he established the monthly tech talk that people raise your hand and give a talk for an hour or so, I guess, and share your knowledge kind of stuff. And it's such a cool initiative you took in the company, and I'm loving it. So
thanks. Yeah.
Now I see where it's coming from.
Yeah, exactly. I was influenced by that, of course.
Nice.
Yeah, and every month we would have a whole Friday, which we called Innovation Day. You would split up in groups. You would just start working on some project, and at the end of the day you would demo it to the rest. And by that way I also learned a ton about all these kind of different technologies. If Remix, for example, would come out, people would be interested in it, would hack on it for a day, and then at the end present it compares this and this to Next.js, and you would know it without doing the thing yourself, right?
That's cool, man.
Yeah, it was so cool. Yeah.
I think the next initiatives you have to take is do the hackathon monthly. What was the tech stack looked like at your second company? Sorry, what was your name of the company again?
Zebia.
Zebia.
So it was a consultancy company. So first I was put at a small startup which made a healthcare app, and I kind of worked more as a backend developer there. I worked in Golang.
I didn't know that you had experience in Golang.
Yeah, our front end was in React, and I did some of it, but they had built it in such a complicated way that it was hard to get into. Almost every component would be a very abstract functional component where you just got props, did something, and
Oh, so it's over-engineered.
Yeah, it was definitely over-engineered. So I mostly worked on the back end and the Google Cloud infrastructure thing I found interesting as well.
When did you start picking up AWS? Because I see you quite familiar with AWS, because you are assigning all of those how to store keys and how to use the cloud and everything.
So I really got interested in cloud technology after being exposed to the Google Cloud. Because at that insurance company, my first job, we didn't work in the cloud at all. We just had one room with our own servers and a whole department of people who would deploy the stuff there. So nowadays it's more common to be DevOps. As a developer, you deploy your stuff and maintain it yourself, but there it was more no, you just write the code and you zip it and send it to some party who deploys it and maintains it, right?
Wow, good old days, I guess.
Yeah, really, really old school, No, so after that first job through Zebia, I got at a hardware store, and there we worked with AWS. So it was basically a web shop which we would sell screwdrivers and hammers and paint and hardware store stuff. And I did some AWS certifications to become really good in it.
Oh, you actually have a certificate?
I really recommend if you are interested in something, try to get the certificate, because then you really learn the details of the thing. Yeah, it might be a good next learning material for me to dive right in for 2023. Yeah.
Thanks for the recommendation. Okay, so